my name is Kirsten Boyle.
I'm Akiles Alvarado.
And I'm Isaac Hui.
We are a group of seniors attending Diamond Bar High School helping a furry friend for our Makeable Challenge. Our design is the suspension wheelchair, the pet edition.
This suspension wheel is to allow the dog to walk over bumps and sidewalk cracks far easier otherwise. We also decided to create a squishy wheel, however it would still serve as a regular wheel so that the dog could be slightly more comfortable.
Our client Happy became paralyzed from the middle back down about 3 years ago. We talked to his owner, Megan, to get more information about it.
How did Happy become paralyzed?
Happy became paralyzed because the nerves in his spinal cord became pinched, which caused him to lose mobility from his waist to his hind legs, but his tail still functions.
What exactly is Happy's paralysis?
Happy's paralysis is classified as a herniated disc.
What problems do you find with the current wheelchair?
The biggest problem I find with the current wheelchair has to be how it deals with uneven terrain. So, for example, if we're walking on a hill, sometimes if the wheelchair tilts too much, then he'll completely flip over. And also, just going over bumps and cracks, sometimes they'll cause, once again, the wheelchair to do somewhat of a flip, and then he has to restabilize himself, which is a bit of an issue.
We set to work immediately after learning about the problem. We first created a Jamboard of ideas and narrowed it down to our best idea and started design creation. After each creating many designs and going with our best 3, we created a design matrix to decide which suspension wheelchair we would go with. Our design consisted of 4 main components: the body, the lever, the arm, and the spring. And we decided to remake the connector piece since the one used for the wheelchair was incompatible with our design.
We also did the same for the wheel with our design consisting of 2 main components, the rim, which is made from TPU filament, and the shaft holder made from PLA filament.
We went through several different iterations for our suspension and the connector piece, and the wheel. Our prototype of the suspension was a proof of concept using Legos and rubber bands to build it. We then used Fusion 360, a CAD software, to design a scaled-down model so when we print it, we wouldn't have to waste as much filament. We started off with tension springs but moved over to compression springs since it worked a lot better for the suspension. We settled down on one specific design here made with PLA filament.
For the connector piece, we had a hard time creating a perfect fit around the round edge of the bar. Through several iterations and different kinds of bolts, we were able to make it fit nicely around the wheelchair support frame.
For the wheel, we also created different prototypes and came down to a spherical shaped one. The treads allow the wheel to grip the ground as well as the squishy wheel, made from TPU, which functions like the rubber wheel. The inner part of the wheel, made from PLA, allows the shaft to stay connected to the wheel and allows smooth rotation.
And here's our solution: a dog wheelchair that uses compression springs and several supports to give the most comfortable ride possible to our furry friend. This final wheelchair includes a durable suspension and a completely new wheels designed and built by us. We utilize different 3D printing filaments to have different consistencies for form and function. Finally, we made it to be easily adjustable to different sized dogs because of its adjustable height.
We spoke with Megan, our dog's owner, and asked her what she thought.
As before, the wheelchair had somewhat of an issue, going over big bumps and stuff, but now I feel like his life has really improved because of it.
On a closing note, we thought that the Makeable Challenge has given us a better understanding of the world and has made us feel that we truly help someone in need. We heard from Megan, but what do you think, Happy?